doing? How you doing? I think this is the best place for me to be right here. Matter of fact, if I move this back, you are the warrior. Da, 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 da. Nobody's on yet. So let's start this intro. Before we do this, let's do this. Official. End of my show. Official. Beginning to my show. What? Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. This is all the stuff I do. I do so much. I do so much. I thank everybody for being here. And I appreciate you for showing up. I'm filming on my my R8. And we're going to go straight to engraving. So with engraving, we was doing photography last week, right? Being that we was doing photography last week, I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that even when I'm doing photography, it says click here to read your notification. I have notifications? Your microphone is unmuted but has no signal. What? Why doesn't it have a signal? I'm not understanding. You know what? I gotta contact somebody about it. So while I'm doing that, I'll let y'all chill with the stylies of Brother L. With the stylies of the police, I am alive. That's 6:30 then. It's different. Hey, I'm back. I can't tell if the audio is doing what it's supposed to do or not, but according to everything that I'm looking at, everything is working properly. So, if it's working properly, that means it's a good thing. If it's not working properly, that's a bad thing, obviously. So, if anybody is on here, which it doesn't look like anybody's on here. Oh, I had a viewer a second ago. Joe, what's going on? Wanted to know if you can help me out. So I've been going there consistently on Wednesday. I think I'm gonna change the date because I'm doing engraving, I'm doing photography, I'm doing DTF, I'm doing so many different things that even though I'm doing these different things, I'm trying to make sure they all melt together and I'm trying to help people out, teach people some stuff. So right now I'm going to start a new project. I'm using wood. I'm gonna show you something I just recently did. So that is my engraver. I got the X Tool F2. We're doing engraving today, but we know we're gonna engrave one of the pictures I took. So somebody gave me a sketch, and the sketch they give you. What's up, Miguel? Appreciate you for showing up. So somebody gave me a sketch, and when they gave me the sketch, I ended up saying, "All right, so you gave me the sketch. What do you want me to do with it?" It was like, "Oh, just put it on a piece of wood." So I said, "All right, I'll do it on a piece of wood." When I did it on a piece of wood, I actually put it in here, and oh yes, my auto scanning works on here. Boom! I ended up. There you go. You see what that looks like? That looks crazy. So this particular item that I did is actually a keepsake box. The person did a sketch of his grandparents, and his grandparents passed. So he was doing it off of a picture that was really messed up. So what I said was, if you could sketch it out good enough, I can do what I need to do. He gave me a sketch on a piece of paper. I transported that onto a jewelry box. So I know it took me less than 10 minutes to do that. I want to take a minimum amount of time to take one of my photos that I just created and put it on a piece of wood. So let's see what I can come up with today. We're going to look in the files. So I have separate files for all of my deep dish stuff. So like watch this. We're going to go to my R8, which is my 8 terabyte. We're going to go to my 8 terabyte, right? We're going to go straight to my photos. I have photos from everywhere in this 8 terabyte. Being that's the case. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Boom, boom. There you go. Camera photos. Boom, 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 boom. I have all these different photos that I just took from various places and stuff like that. I'm gonna take one of these and edit it. So you know what? I'm gonna put. You see that subway shot? It doesn't look like much, but it is much to me. Roseanne, thank you for joining. Appreciate you for showing up. You know what? I actually have some more updated stuff. So I have August. August was a good one. August Gardens. Okay, the gardens. Boom. Oh, hold on one second. Oh, what's up? I'm live right now. I wanted to ask, could you check if my audio's good? Thank you. Bye. Yes, I had to make a phone call to somebody to help me with my audio to see if it's on, because I can't check myself for myself, but I can do what I can do when I try to do it. Chris Printing, bum, 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 bum. Look at these. These are amazing shots too. You know what? I do have a black and white in here. Some black and whites in here that I can do a picture with. It's good. Thank you so much. I wanted to make sure. I didn't know where it was coming from, and I appreciate you for doing what you just did for me. Right now, I'm going to take, I was telling people about the box. How this turned from a sketch all the way into a actual jewelry box. And the jewelry box actually opens, magnetic open and close. And I put somebody's grandparents on here. It came out amazing. Took me 3 to 4 minutes to make, but more time to whistle. Perfect. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So today what I'm doing is engraving instead of talking about photography, which I'm 100% happy with talking about photography all day. But today we're going to talk about something a little different. We're going to talk about my photography from, wait, what is this? These, see, I have files that are not opening, and that's just nerve-wracking to me. But yes, I'm today what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of my pictures that I've already created, and I'm the creator. If I take the picture, I'm the creator. So I'm gonna take one of my pictures that I've made and transport it to a piece of one of my woods. Now let's see. First order of business. See, I want this, but it's cropped out at the wrong place. You know what? I don't like this one. I like to find one of my other ones. So we're going to import something from somewhere else. Downloads. know what? I'm gonna. I'm a Yankees fan. You already know this. So I'm gonna actually take this guy right here, this little Yankee one, and I'm gonna transport that. It's either Dragon Ball Z or Sonic. Anybody have a preference? Grand, what's up, Grand 7? Oh, Grand 17. Appreciate you for showing up. But anybody got a preference? See, I got some stuff in here. I just, you know, I even got this little Chris Brown guy here. That's detail. That's so much detail. 21 years later. You know what? I can do that for somebody. DB. What does DB stand for? Interesting. Very, very interesting. You know what? I am going to take one of these sayings and create that with it. You know why? Just because. Because I can. So it's a choice between just here for the vibes. You know what? I like just here for the vibes. That's what I'm going to put on a piece of wood today. Just here for the vibes. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to take that. First order of business. We're going to edit it. No. Before we edit it, we're going to pick the stuff we're using it on, which is going to be basswood. And we're going to press apply. So this is definitely basswood, and this is what we're actually working with inside here. So being as basswood, we're going to take this, we're going to edit it. With the edit, we're going to knock out the back, which is all the white. Boom. You know what? I'm going to keep these little notches in here. I'm going to take that out. Let's undo that. You see what happened there? I clicked it and undid it. Miss Brown CEO, appreciate you for showing up. Love that name. That name deserves respect. Put some respect on that name. Miss Brown. I got you. I feels you. Boom. Boom. Now. Now. So right now, this is the editing stage. Again, anybody that see me on here, feel free to ask questions. This is what I'm here for. This is why I'm doing it. The whole reason why I'm doing this is to help people out, whether they do photography, whether I don't just help one people out, I help a group of people out. And what I mean by that is, me personally, I believe in helping where when I was a kid I got no help. I just spoke to one of my friends, my close friends, about that. Acura, appreciate you. Yeah, but basically I spoke to one of my friends and they was like, if somebody would have told me a little bit about life before I started, I would have had a foot up. And I understand it 100%. I understand it because I was always looking for a question and an answer. You know what I mean? Like, not that I was begging for questions and answers. I was a kid that knew a lot of things, and based on the stuff I knew, I was I was trying to figure out if people can help me get to my goal, which my goal in all retrospect is to become the best person I can be. Turn off. I'm not trying to turn it off. There. Boom, boom, boom. Preview. So when that happened to me, what's up, CJ? When that happened to me, where when I was a kid and I couldn't get the information that I needed in order to become my best me, I sat there and said, you know, if I can't do this, let me figure it out on my own because I had no choice. Being that I had no choice, this is what it was. So you can't knock somebody for not having a choice. It says closing the door. Oh yeah, I forgot. Open and close the door. can't close the door on this is because I'm actually not going to use the auto. So, boom, I'm back. So there's a new feature on this. So if you could fully close the door on the F2, then there's a feature that whatever image you put in there, it automatically positions it perfectly in the middle. I'm not using that function right now. The reason why I'm not using that function right now is because the piece of wood I put in there is a little bit too big for the machine, and I wanted to do something different for y'all. So being that's the case, you see the design. I think it's a dope design. I got that from one of my clients, amazing person, and she encompass that image, that thought, that everything. So I would like to, give a shout out to her. And for this, I'm gonna move this. Boom. This automatically has the. There you go. See, now that's the center. So it has the thing where I can center it through this, but it's an automatic button press. If you could open and close, it automatically picks where the height's at, and it throws it on there. So this is what we're doing today. Like I said, I'm taking you literally step by step what I do with this. So now I'm gonna go from to here. I'm gonna go auto adjust. Auto adjust. The reason why I ended up putting the wood first, because the auto adjust is adjusting this to fit what I'm doing. So based on it fit what I'm doing, it already has a preset. It already has whatever strengths it has. I can invert it if I want, but what sense does that make? I'm not trying to invert. I'm trying to engrave. So once I do that, and you see what's going on here, I would like to add just a little more power. This is me doing what I do. But I'll add, the reason why I'm adding a little bit more power based on their settings, I wanted it a little bit deeper. I wanted it to char a little bit. Let's see how long this will take. Let's see. 3 minutes. So we're going to see what's going on. Boom. You heard that beep? That means we're cooking with fire. Oh. Wow. So if you can see what I'm seeing, it's a freaking amazing thing. And you know what? I'm not scared. I wanna bring one of y'all over there. I can't bring this one here because this one's for everybody else on YouTube. But I would like to bring the other one, and I don't know why I don't have it in the scene itself. That's the part that bugs the heck out of me. If I could. So what I'm doing now is going to be trying my best to show you what I'm doing once it's done. You see what it's supposed to look like, right? Since you see what it's supposed to look like, when I'm done, it's supposed to char a little bit. If you see it has a smoke going in it, well, you can't see, but if you did see the smoke is going with it, normally I have something on the side with it. And this particular design, again, we're putting it on wood. It took me to take the picture that the person sent me to engulf what the picture means, meaning what the engraved's supposed to look like. Then you knock out the back. You can keep the back in if you want, but I knocked out the back. Once I knocked out the back, I said to myself, what could get my best result? Let me take to auto adjuster. And the auto adjuster that I have is perfect. Now, if somebody's out there that's listening to me, can you tell me if you hear anything unnecessary, any unnecessary sounds? Because the machine itself makes a sound. I want to make sure that you're not getting any feedback. And right now I'm using my R8, Canon R8 with the Nifty 50 on there. Perfect. You just hear the fan. And that's all you're supposed to feel. Thank you. Miss Nene is very, very, very helpful. Cap man. What's up, Cap Man? Appreciate you for showing up. But like I said, thank you very much, Miss Nay, and I appreciate you for helping me with this. Usually I have somebody to help me, but I got stuff going on that life be lifing. So when life lifes, I sit back and say, guess what? I'm gonna do something different. And also, while we're waiting, we got a total of 50 seconds left. Jenga, right? If anybody's looking to have an adult night out and want to do the customized Jenga, this is what we're going to be working on for clients. You buy the Jenga, I can provide the words on the Jenga. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think it's so cool that I can take a Jenga box and make it completely adults for picking. You pick the word, you pick the whatever, and see how far you can go. You can turn it into a drinking game. You can turn it into an adult night. You can turn it into a story hunt. Each one you take out gives a clue to where you find some money. There are so many board games that people don't know about. Boom. It wants to publish this stuff. You know what? I'm going to let it publish it. Let me take those points. Why not? Why not take the points? No, matter of fact, that would take too long. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay on this. Yeah, a drinking game sounds dope. That's what I'm saying. You start doing a drinking game, make it happen. Like, ah. So I'm going to show you first what it looks like in the machine before I pick it up, because I think that's going to be the best view you're going to have. Boom. We're going to see this temp. I would like to move it out the way. Before I do that, I'm going to make sure it's proper. You know what? I know for a fact it looks proper. The only reason I'm not going to move it because I want to run it again. I want it a little bit deeper. So when you want it deeper, you got to put the work in, Now, you said drinking game. I went straight to adult naughty. Just kidding. But this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This vibe right here, since it only takes 3.5 minutes, I can run it again, make it just a little bit more deeper. Here. I'm making it a little bit more deeper, so when somebody sees it, they're gonna put their hand in it and go like, "Ooh, that's dope." Or what I was gonna do with what I'm gonna do next, I'm doing a plaque for somebody. I'm not gonna do it online with y'all, but I'm doing a plaque for somebody, and that plaque that I'm gonna do has some wording. What I'm gonna do is do exactly what I'm doing now, engrave, which is to remove certain woods from a flat surface that creates a word. And once I engrave on there, I'm going to fill it in with some either plastisol paint, or I can do acrylic paint. And once I put it in there, I can hit it with my heat gun and seal it in. I can 100% etch it on a cup. 100, not some, not almost, 100%. So I have the jig to do it for a cup. When I mean jig, I mean there's a device specifically for certain types of cups, and I happen to have one device that does it for all the cups. So to me, I'm a 3-in-1 person. If I can find one thing that does 3 things for the price of one thing, I'm gonna make it happen. And not to mention, it gives me a chance to improve on what I do, who I do it with, how I handle each client. Because some clients are difficult. Some clients say, "Oh, I only want this. I only need that." And guess what? When they do that, they tend to not get the best out of me, because you're asking me for something that you just came out your head. Mind you, if you can do it, you can do it yourself. You're asking me because I'm the man. Now, if I can, I will tell you. The funny thing is, there's no such thing as I can't. So me saying that, I know it's an oxymoron, but I like to say it because sometimes I see other people that tend to go out there and try these same things that I do, and they're not successful, and the people that hire them to do it says, "Oh well, I tried it like him and I couldn't do it." You know why? Because you didn't log on my Wednesday show. And I want to let everybody know that's on here. I only got 15 people on here. And this the reason why I'm going to let y'all know is this day is going to change. So I'm going to start doing this possibly during the morning hours on a Friday or the morning hours on a Thursday. The reason why I say that, oh, heck, it might even be Monday. I'm going to change the date because any other time I log in with my TikTok or my Instagram, I get over a couple of hundred people. And I'm just talking about I'm walking around taking pictures of people. I'm taking shots. I'm taking time out of my time to show people how to shoot with their cameras. So being that's the case, when I do that, I look to myself and say, thank you very much for logging in. And my way of saying thank you very much for logging in is to give you these shows, give you my knowledge. I show people how to do double exposures. I show people how to preset their camera to shoot in full manual and stuff like that. So being that's the case, I'm here for the people. So now we're going to click off this. Now, the unveiling. You see this writing? Watch this. Boom. I move it out the way, right? I moved it out the way on purpose so then you can see what I can see. Watch this. Wait, where is that? There's a button for it. Excuse me. Preview. Or better yet, let's do framing. It's asking me about my design already. I'm going to turn that effect off. There you go. Boom. Booyah! You see the engrave on it? You see the dip? See, when you see those dark marks, this is on a piece of wood. It came out amazing. So the reason why I hit it again, because I wanted to make sure it's stuck in there for where if I add some color to it, it's gonna pop. So I might make the stereo like a pink color. Then the wording, I might make each word a different color. Use it as like a paint project. And after it's over, you wipe it up and it'll come perfect. Then I could put some varnish and seal it in. This is the kind of projects I like to do for people. And like I said, I'm not going to take it out today, but I just wanted to show my capabilities of doing stuff like this. I appreciate everybody for showing up. And like I said, this was just a tutorial about learning. You have to learn somewhere. Why does it say gaming? It always says gaming. And I change it every single time to education and learning. And I save. You see, I'm saving it. It's bugging the heck out of me. It takes the time to update, but it never updates. So like I said, all about education. It's all about updating. It's all about being the best you. And thank you very much. We're about to end this thing. So for my ending, you already know. This is my ending. This is my info. If you need anything custom, you know where to find me. Look at that. Look at that. This is a little bit of stuff that I do. Little bit. When I mean a little bit, this is a small bit of stuff I do. If you are on here, you have access to contact me. Please take a chance to hit me up. Still Moments NYC is for my photography. Bet on You for one is for the company. And Still NY is my local clothing brand that I do with one of my partners in ATL. Other than that, you all have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. And I appreciate you for showing